Actually blasted Joe Biden's remarks, and you said that President Trump has done more for black people than any other president. So tell us what Trump has done for black people and give us the record of Joe Biden.
Thank you very much. Let's start with the 1994 crime bill. What Vice President Biden's support of the 1994 crime bill did was lock up more African-American men than any other crime bill in the last 50 years. What the First Step Act, the act that was supported by President Trump, I was a co-sponsor of it as well, we righted the wrongs done by Vice President Biden's support of the 1994 crime bill. We have had thousands of letters from people who have been justly sentenced and released because of the First Step Act. Let's just think about the Opportunity Zones legislation, bringing $75 billion into 8,700 of the poorest, most devastated communities around the country. $75 billion of private sector dollars coming in. Let's talk about the Opportunity Scholarship Fund in Washington, D.C., supported by Dianne Feinstein, Cory Booker, myself, Ron John, bringing in quality education. There is a 25,000 student waiting list for quality education, and these charter schools and opportunity scholarships provide more resources, better education, so these kids can have a better future. Let's think about the Farm Bill. African-American farmers, up until this last Farm Bill, were not able, if they had heirs property, to access the Farm Credit Agency to allow them to borrow against that property. For the first time, that is now happening. Let's think of the comments of the head of the United Negro College Fund, who said under this administration, this is the highest level of funding for historically black colleges and universities ever. This is the first time those colleges have had permanent funding in the legislation. Let's think about sickle cell anemia, a disease that is 100%, basically speaking, impacting of African Americans, 100%. My legislation, signed by the president, has ushered in more research and more scrutiny to make sure that we make more progress. Think about the Department of Defense and their partnerships with historically black colleges and universities. The list is long, and I would love to say, let's take these list of accomplishments, compare it to, if you have a list, Lindsay, I'm happy to wait and listen to the list of Biden's accomplishments.
Well, I'm not